So today I'm going to show you the basics of a Muay Thai stance and footwork. I'm right-handed, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put my feet together. If you're left-handed, you're going to go ahead and do the opposite of what I say. I'm over here, I put my feet together. I'm going to go ahead and take my right foot and I'm going to go ahead and put it at a 45-degree angle. From the 45-degree angle, I'm going to go ahead and take a natural step with my left foot. And you can see that if you look at my body, if somebody were to come to the side and then push the top part of my body, I'm going to lose my balance. So in order for me not to lose my balance, then I'm going to go ahead and kick out that right foot or that rear foot, and you can see I have a little bit more stability. From there, I'm going to go ahead and jump up 3 times. 1, 2, 3, so that I know that I'm going to the balls of my feet. And with Muay Thai, you want to make sure that your body is straight up and down. I'm going to have a slight bend in my knees. It's not going to be too much like a MMA stance, because if I go ahead and do MMA, then I might have to spread out my feet a little bit more. But for a Muay Thai stance, the goal is to be higher than everybody else so that I can use all the weapons that I have on my body. So here, I have a slight bend in my knees. With my hips, you can just see what's happening. My hips, if I take my rear foot and I point my toes forward, my hips are straight. And if you actually look to the side, you can see that my hands are both at the same distance. If I kick it out just a little bit and I put my hips back, you're going to see that this is going to be my lead hand, then this is going to be my rear hand. This is going to have more power because I'm going to have more rotation. So what I want to do is that I basically find the foundation on my feet, have a slight bend in my knees, and then with the hips, it's going to be kicked out naturally with my foot. From there, my body, the way that I want to think about my body is that I'm keeping it tight. And if I look to the side, I want to make sure that I have kind of like a small curve, like it's very concave. And when I'm doing it, this heel, the lead foot heel, should be above my shoulder. I don't want to be too far back, too far forward. It's just going to be straight up and down. So when you're training this at home, if you have a mirror, see where your shoulder is, and it's going straight down and it's lined up. And you can see that I have that small curvature. For the hand position, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll my fingers. I'm going to take my thumbs and I'm going to place it on those knuckles. So you see how that works. And I'm going to put it and see where the thumbs are. I'm able to touch the bridge of my nose right over here, and I'm going to just turn it out just slightly. It's not going to be like what you see on the movies where the guy has the hands sticking out like a snake. It's just going to be very natural. And if I look to the side, there's going to be a lead hand, there's got to be a rear hand. It's not going to be together at the same distance. One's going to be out further than the other. So it's that lead hand where I can go ahead and throw that jab and I can throw that cross. So you can see what I'm doing. It's going to be between my eyes and my mouth as I'm holding it straight up. And the elbows are pointed, but my elbows aren't flared out. It's just going to be nice and tight. So you can see if you look at that front. With my chin, it's not going to be chin down, because you'll see what happens with the top of my head when I say chin down. Somebody that clinches, they're going to grab the back of my head and pull my head straight down. So I want to make sure that my chin is back, but my chin is back into it. So you can see where I'm moving. Now, as I'm just standing still, you can just see that I'm just very sturdy. What I want to make sure is that I'm able to move back and forth where I'm shifting my body weight forward and back. But when I move it forward and back, you can just see that I'm kind of rocking. I want to make sure that my distance or my balance is straight up and down. Hands, you'll see a lot of times people start rolling their hands forward. They start rolling their hands backwards. So if I'm rolling my hands forward, guess what I'm going to naturally do? I'm going to be moving forward. If I go ahead and roll my hands back, what do you think is going to be natural? It's for me to move back. So the easiest way to kind of think about what I'm doing with my arms is if I'm beating a drum, and then I put it straight up right over here, and I'm going to go ahead and move forward and back. You can just see that I'm kind of shifting my body weight forward and back. And that's a proper Muay Thai stance.